Okie doke. So when I shade things, I usually just have the highlight layer, usually two, but I'll make this simple and just do one. And then I have a shadow layer. And for skin and stuff, I usually have a blush layer. And I usually have that either at the top or as like a color dodge or something or other. Let's see. I don't know. I might actually just keep it normal. And shadows are usually multiply layers and color dodge or either luminosity or overlay or anything in the lighten category is good for highlight. Never want to highlight and shade with the same hue. Hue is the color. As the base for the highlights, I chose yellow, and I went the opposite way with the multiply, where it's a more teal-y blue color, and then reddish for the highlights. And so I usually use this blender, and it's usually not nearly this big, but for a tutorial it's going to be bigger. But the thing I like with this blender is that it's really versatile, where let me just make a new layer, and this is a good color, where you have either the option to like blend it all out or just blend it to one side up until a point. If I make it smaller, yeah, and you can keep it crisp on one side and then really blend it out on the other. If you want to make like a little crease in the middle, you can blend it out a little on both sides. And the size affects it. That's why when I get all the way over to this side, it gets like weird. But if it's a much smaller one and you try and go right up to the edge, if I'm on the actual right layer, it isn't nearly as weird. But yeah, let me just blend this stuff out right quick. Might actually need two layers. Keep it crisp up against creases. And it's good to blend with the curve of whatever you're doing, like when you cross hatch, that whole thing. Make it a little bigger for this. Learn that if you hold down shift, you can easily change the size of the brush. Found that out when I didn't need it. And I want some bounce light, so I'm going in really close to the edge on the outer side, just to like blend in some not color area. Maybe a little less than that. Just make it real soft and subtle. And then you can make clipping layers on everything, so it clips to the actual color of the base color. I'm gonna make this a lot bigger to really blend this out, make it nice and subtle. And for some things like this, I do it above the actual line art layer. That way it kind of affects the line art as well. Gonna see what this looks like with some other layer options. It's fun to just scroll through these when I have no idea what color to use. If I make it a light, oh no, this one. a light hue, then it gets a lot better. But yeah, when you get stuff like this, you can always add a second layer of shadows just to emphasize things. Like I want the bottom of this to be a lot darker, and this side, I'm just gonna add this and really blend it. And if it ever gets too dark, you don't need to worry because it's digital. And with digital stuff, you have opacity. And so if you really want to crisp up like a shade or a shadow, if I go and erase this bit right here, if I really want to crisp up this area, I can do so. Let's see if I can just use the color dodge layer. Let me get rid of that useless layer. And just have like a really, really light line on one side, and it really can crisp up a crease. I'm gonna just add a second thing right here, and since I blend everything out, most of my shading looks just like that when I start. Color dodge and really blend up to here. You can also just erase one side of it, and that really crisps it up. And go to the second shadow layer, get really in there, and then blend it out on this side. And you can see how this is really crisping it up. And that's usually how I go about making crisper shadows as opposed to more soft shadows. That way you don't just get like the quote unquote airbrush effect. So let's see if I can make some more layers for shade and highlight to add some creases to the sphere. Probably making this a lot longer than it needs to be, but oh well. Make this layer, then this layer, and blend it, and then blend this. And I'm gonna make this probably a lot lighter, like a lot lighter. Yeah. And just erase right along here. Make this smaller. Gosh dang. There we go. Everyone makes mistakes. Also, how hard you press down changes the opacity, or not opacity, changes how it blends. Like, if you do it really light, it kind of blends, but if you push down really hard, it blends more and it smears it more. And I want this to kind of just, if anything, wait, I got this backwards. Oopsie. Where this should be, if I make this a color dodge, walk the alphas. Hopefully this works. It might not. to here and make this a multiply. And this. There we go. And make this a lot lighter. Really, really blend this part out if I unlock the alphas. Now it's looking like a crease because shadows would be, yeah, because if it's going inward like this and then outward like this and there's a crease and the light's over here, then it's going to be dark here and then light here and then dark here. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. Yeah. Let me just, if I have the right brush, yeah, just have like, it'll be like a bud of a peach. How it has that little divot. Yeah. I wonder if I can make this a peach color. Let's see. Peach color, peach color. Yeah, like that. That's kind of a peach color, right? And let's see. Oh, that worked out better than I wanted. Yeah, now it's like a peach. Maybe if I make it a little less saturated and darker. Yeah, something like that. Let's just go. Yeah. Then if I make this like this color, but darker, more saturated, less, something like this. There we go. Something like this. Yeah, you can get like a skin tone, or if you want it to just be like a different color entirely. But since it colors the whole thing, I'd probably go through all the different layer options to see if there's one that just kind of shifts it a little, like an overlay or something. Let's see, the mix category. One of these might do some, if not, let's experiment. Let me try going back to the peach color. Doobie doo doo, doobie 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 doo doo, a shooby doobie doo. There's always also just changing it manually, and also just, making it more or less on. Yeah. But anyways, I'm getting an ADD moment here. Ignore me. But yeah, that's how I shade. Just kind of blob on color and use a nice blending tool that's nice and diverse, where you can just shade it all out, shade one side, shade the other side. Just get real nice and close. If it's too far, you can always just blend out one side. If you want to make it crisp in the middle, you can just blend it into like a little crevice right there. That works too. The size changes things. How hard you press changes things. Where it's like, that's nice and soft. We're barely touching and this is really hard. And yeah, just making sure that you can put like a little line next to like the lighter parts of stuff to really make it crisp and pop if you want. Don't have to. I just think it looks nice. Because limeless art isn't technically limeless, in my opinion. Like, if I duplicate this and then merge, hide this, lock the alpha, hit the brush that blends. You can this is usually how I go and make things limeless. Kind of go in and lightly blend out all the lines. And then you can take an eraser and just really crisp up the edges. Maybe if I had this weighted. There we go. Then there's no straggly, sketchy lines. I like this way because I don't necessarily have to ink cleanly. I just have to ink it somewhat. And then once you blend all these out, it gives it the nice curvature to it. You can either blend around to blend it in or blend it outward, from here outward, to blend the color towards the line to make the line less that color. And if you still want some bounce light or something, or if things get a little too blended, you can always go in and just make this a group, make that clipping layer, also make this color dodge and close this, and just kind of add this in and get a blender. Yeah, and just kind of blend it out. And you can just go in at another layer underneath, get a nice colored shadow or something, and fill with foreground color. Make this not such a huge thing. Make it fully opaque. That works too. And make this not in this. And lower the opacity. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah. You can always just go in and blend out the edges some if you really wanted to. And then you can go in and crisp up the edges. That way it's not just fully just non-existent. I can't draw straight lines today. Ooh. But yeah, now if I bring this down and rotate it just a bit, yeah, it's a peach. And if I make this a kind of yellowy surface, but lighter, and more like this, that's why it would be reflecting a yellow color because the environment's yellow and all that. But yeah, that's how I would go about shading things. Hope this helps someone, because that would be great. Sorry if I rambled, but this is why I usually, you know, don't talk for tutorials, but some people want to hear my voice. But yeah, I'm getting on an ADD moment again. So, bye.